FM 100. We've got a very familiar voice, at least on the phone. I think you're going to recognize her away, even though she doesn't need an introduction. We've got Fran Drescher. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm wonderful. Thank you so much. Happy to be here.
Absolutely. You know, you're doing a masterclass health summit next week. It's part of your Cancer Schmancer movement. This is going to be on the 23rd. For people who know absolutely nothing about it, can you kind of explain it?
You know, this year's theme is how you live equals how you feel. And we have assembled the most riveting, exciting, mind-blowing medical doctors who went to medical school, drank the Kool-Aid, started practicing in a medical institution, began to actually question, is there a better way? Why are people getting so sick? Got woke, reinvented the wheel, and now are out there sharing it with the world and making a huge impact. We have doctors that are going to tell you how to reverse Alzheimer's and how to prevent it in the first place through diet, how to correct arterial plaque through diet, how gut and immune system, gut and brain are all connected, liver to skin, how the mouth-body connection. People don't realize that things like breast cancer could be starting in the mouth, and the mouth could lead to thyroid problems. We have to be really aware of how we are living, because the 20th century sold us a bill of goods that, you know, being exposed to carcinogens and toxins and stress and being overworked each and every day is convenient and modern, and I'm here to tell you that it is the furthest thing from the truth. We have to dial it back to a simpler sensibility and eat foods that are whole and pure and free of carcinogens and toxins and antibiotics and growth hormones, all kinds of chemicals. We have to look at all our personal care items and what we're cleaning with, what we're gardening with. That's just the tip of the iceberg. You have to join cancerschmancer.org. Come to the event on the 23rd. Buy tickets. Meet me. Meet these doctors. You're going to want to get into their face after you hear them speak.
And what can people do if they want to see it and hear it and all that stuff, but they can't make it out to L.A.?
If you absolutely can, just sign on to the free live feed and watch it at home or at the office while it's happening. And join the movement, because we'll let you know when it's also available as a downloadable purchase.
Perfect.
So you can have it in your video library.
And I couldn't agree with you more. I can tell you, like, for me, it's stress. And I just traveled abroad to Italy recently. And I think one of the biggest things I picked up on me and my husband is that they just live better over there. They're less. It changed the way I ate. And I think all of these things are so important. And I heard you talking the other day about how you said something along the lines that, like, kids aren't even expected to live as long as their parents. What do you think is the biggest thing we can do, you know, to really reverse that? Do you think it's all just body, or do you think we need to change things over here as well on how we live as a society?
Definitely. It's a big, global, holistic approach. We actually produced an education video that we're just completing now with myself, Jamie Foxx, and a bunch of kids called Be the Change, because kids do not vote and they don't pay taxes, so they don't wield a lot of influence in Washington.
Yep.
But they are a multi-billion-dollar spending demographic. And what this video is going to do is teach them to be more discerning, because they're very vulnerable to advertisers who are going to tell them, use this or buy that or eat this because it's going to make you cooler or more popular or better looking or whatever, all the things that they do to adults, but kids are even that much more impressionable. And so we're here to empower them to teach themselves, their friends and their family, that every time they spend their money, they should do it mindfully. And that is their vote as well as their protest. And they will have a loud influence on our society if they use their purchasing power wisely. We don't want to make the prediction that they will not, for the first time in U.S. history, live as long as their parents, a self-fulfilling prophecy. But babies are being born pre-polluted with 200 to 300 chemicals found in the umbilical cord. Stop doing it. They try to dumb you down and numb you down so you don't question all of this, unhealthy, impure stuff that we're surrounding ourselves with. And most important, you are what you eat, man.
Yes.
I mean, just look at that. You don't want industrial farm foods. Get rid of that. It's not serving you well.
I think it's such an important message, and I do want to remind people, you are an 18-year uterine cancer survivor and clearly have gone through a lot. You've, I'm sure, learned so many important lessons during that time in your life, and some of the things that you talk about, too, are like detoxing your home and how to de-stress. So fast forward to today and after everything you've been through, what are some of the things that you personally do when it comes to detoxing your home, or maybe things that you personally do just to reduce stress? Because I think the biggest thing is people are so stressed out today.
Yeah, that's a huge mistake because you're compromising your immune system. And if your immune system isn't working at an optimum, you're going to get dis-ease. You're not going to be in ease. You're not going to be able to fight off certain things. Each and every day, we're exposed to all kinds of infectious diseases and viruses and unhealthy bacteria, and it's just all over the place. And what we need to do is make our first and foremost job bolstering our immune system, honoring our body, doing something every day that makes us feel joyful. And if you work in an office, particularly one where the windows don't open, take a walk outside every day, even if it's for 5 minutes.
I love that.
Get fresh air, look at the sky. Make sure what you're eating is organic. You do not need to eat foods that are laden with chemicals, whether it be produce or animal protein. It will not serve you well. There is no upside to that. You have to eat very clean foods. You have to eat animals that are living in pastures, out in the sunshine and the fresh air, not living Dickensian lives, eating food they're not supposed to eat, that's GMO grain, being shot up with hormones and antibiotics. Can you imagine how that poor animal feels?
I think about it all the time. I'm telling you. And it's just these simple things I feel like can make such a drastic difference. So
yeah, but listen, everything you buy or don't buy is your vote and your protest. So go organic, go wild, go pasture-raised, and, keep manufacturers honest.
Absolutely.
But that's up to you. You're either going to enable those sociopaths or you're not. And the bottom line is money, and you're the consumer. So consume wisely. Look at your toothpaste. Does it say do not, swallow?
Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. I never thought about that before or looked, but I'm sure it does.
Don't use that. That's stupid.
Yeah.
You can't cook with aluminum foil anymore. It gives off noxious gases. Don't use a microwave oven. Definitely cut down on your plastic. The EMFs in our house from microwaves and Wi-Fi's is discombobulating our energy field. That further compromises our immune system. We are in perfect harmony with the natural world and in perfect disharmony with electromagnetic fields. And if you could see the electromagnetic fields in your home and office,
you'd freak out.
You would be in a web.
Yeah, you'd freak out.
Of course you would freak out.
Yeah.
It's a horror. And this is why people have so many sleeping disorders, and there's so much dis-ease because, these people that put their little, phones on their wrist, on the wrist that goes to the heart, it's like, really?
Yeah.
People are brain dead. They have to really wake up. long overdue.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad you're doing this Masterclass Health Summit, because people need to speak up about it. And I've got to say, because I think my entire family would murder me if I didn't do this, I grew up idolizing you. I am a Jewish girl from Queens, New York. So I was glued to the Nanny. I'm from Rockaway Beach, New York. Shout out to my hometown. So I've got to ask, there's been so much talk now that you said you want a Nanny reboot with Cardi B playing your daughter. Cardi B said she's down. You said you're starting the process of talking to representation. Where are you with all of that? Is there an update? Because I am a huge The Nanny fanatic and need an update.
Oh, how sweet you are. Thank you for your enthusiasm. You know, I'm talking to her peeps, and we'll see what happens. Truth be told, there hasn't been a place that wants to make a Nanny reboot home for us.
What?
And I don't quite understand it, but I think that it's pretty scary that the television industry isn't hip to the mad fandom that's out there, so enthusiastic for the Nanny. People that weren't even alive when we were shooting it on prime time are now fanatical about it.
Yeah, I'm one of those people that want it really, really, really bad, and reboots are they're a huge thing right now.
And it continues to be watched and beloved all over the world. So, it would be great if our home, the original network, CBS, wanted to air it, but I don't know. It's weird.
You will find a place. I'm 100% positive, and I appreciate the time. I want to say thank you for taking the time. I know you've got to run. So thank you so much for the chat today. It was really enlightening.
Thank you. I hope everybody goes to cancerschmancer.org, buy your tickets, support our movement, sign up so you get information, watch the live stream, buy the download, become part of a movement, and make the change the world so desperately needs.
Thank you so much, Fran. Have a good rest of your day.
You too, doll.